Hi, I'm Melinda Van Fleet, and welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I'm an author, speaker, and success coach who helps women believe in themselves, build confidence, and take action. In 2009, my husband Ryan and I were laid off at the same time, and we moved to the Florida Keys without jobs, not knowing anyone, hardly any money, and we never even been here. But we made it. And now, not every day is sunshine and rainbows, but we're living our best lives. All along in our journey, I've always said that someday when we get our shit together, we will help others. So each week, my intent is to be relatable and bring you tactical tips, tools, share my learnings and stories that can help inspire or transform you wherever you are in your career or general life and make an impact. I strongly believe that if I can do it, you can do it too. So what's stopping you? Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I am super excited that you are joining us today because we have a lot to unpack. So Sienna is back, my beautiful niece and co-host. Welcome back, Sienna.
Hi, I'm happy to be here again.
Yay! How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I am really excited to dive in because I truly believe that what you're going to be sharing and what we're going to be talking about is going to help so many people of all ages, not just like your age group or my age group, but of all ages. And I thought I'd share a little bit of context, a little bit of story of how we ended up coming up with this topic idea before I bounce it to you for you to share your insight and your wisdom. So I want to start by sharing with everyone, and you can kill me if you want, that you went to homecoming a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes.
And I remember when your mom was like, Sienna has something to tell you. And then you and I were like texting back and forth and you weren't really like fessing up to what was going on. But I think it's fair to say that you've never been someone who's been like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go to a big dance someday, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, so the little like haha joke fun part, I guess you could say, is that, yeah, you had to get dressed up. And originally you told me you were going to wear Doc Martens, remember? And so that was a whole thing. And then I told you should get a spray tan, right?
No.
No spray tan for you, but that you had to get an updo or some type of hairdo. And you did. You got really cool braids. And then you got a really awesome dress that was part of the fun, right?
Yes, I love that dress.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's really sophisticated. Fit you perfectly. And you went with a friend. So you had a fun time, right?
Yeah.
So the next day, I was all excited to hear about the dance. And I texted you, and I think I called you, and I texted your mom, and I'm like, okay, why isn't anyone getting back to me? Oh my gosh. And then finally, I think your mom texted me about 4:00, and she was like, oh, everything's fine. Sienna had a good time. She's just not on her phone today. And I was like, wow. And I know you do that once in a while. You like literally shut down. Like you don't go on your phone and you don't go on social media. And I think that is amazing. And I really thought it would be just a really great idea. Again, like I said in the beginning, for you to share like your whole like methodology or thought process around that and how you end up coming to that decision to shut down and what that's like for you and how long you've been doing things like that.
Yeah. So I would say that morning, a thought just popped into my head saying, maybe you should try not going on your phone today. And I've been wanting to do that for a while, but I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not sure because I like texting my friends. So I was like, I don't know if I should do that. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And throughout the whole day, I was extremely calm and happy. And I basically read the whole day. So it was like my mind was like really tired at the end of the day, but it was worth it.
Wow. And what books did you read?
I read a lot of books about earth power, the magic of the moon, and then I read a book series from the library.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So did you miss it? Did you feel like, am I missing out on something? Like, what did it pop into your head throughout the day?
No, I didn't miss it at all.
You didn't miss your phone at all. That's amazing.
I loved it, actually.
Wow. So when did you turn it back on?
Probably about 5 o'clock.
Wow. Did you have a lot of messages to catch up on besides mine, of course?
Not really, but some of my friends were like, hello.
Yeah. Have any of your friends ever done that too?
No, but they want to.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So was that the first time you've done that? Because I feel like maybe you've taken a little break before, but maybe not so drastic.
Yeah, that was the first time I actually turned off my phone for the day. Like, there's many days where I don't go on my phone, but it's still on.
Okay. Gotcha. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of, is that
Yeah.
you're not near it. You're not
Yeah.
someone who has the phone attached to their hip like a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow. Now, tell us a little bit about social media, because you kind of have the same thought process and behavior, I'm going to say, around social media.
Mm-hmm. Social media, I think there is definitely positives to it, but to me, it's more negatives for me. And I don't enjoy it as much other than Instagram, because sometimes I go on there, but not often. But with Snapchat and TikTok, I just felt so much negative energy from it. And I feel like I was just scrolling all day, looking at the phone, and it was really messing up with my mental health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then it ends up being a time suck too. Like, you watch people's goofy videos that they're dancing.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you pop on and off Instagram, so I never like fully think you're on it, right? You just kind of pop on and pop off. But do your friends, do any of them have the same behavior, or is it mostly just you?
It's mostly just me.
Wow. And what would you say, like, do you really, I don't know, like, how do you feel that you really started doing this? Is it just because you were receiving messages to like not be on social media and not pick up the phone?
Yeah, I started because definitely in freshman year, I was on my phone a lot, and that made me extremely anxious, and it also helped me not get very good sleep. So that's what kind of changed my thought process on going on social media and my phone all the time.
Okay. So was the phone like, it was activating your brain kind of when you were sleeping? Because I've heard stories. It doesn't happen to me, but I have heard that that's very common with people. Is that what you're experiencing?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Well, I just think that it's amazing that you have that discipline, especially at your age, because people not only waste time, which is my big thing of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you wasted that much time scrolling through Instagram, and people aren't even liking or commenting. They're just scrolling.
Yeah.
And then, attached to your phone with text messages, thinking you have to get back to somebody right away, and you really don't. There's that whole sense of urgency and anxiety, and everyone talks about the dopamine rush, but I think it's actually more than that. I think the level of anxiety and stress that it causes people is something that's really palpable as well. So I commend you, and I really thank you for sharing that. And hopefully that encourages someone else out there that, hey, if Sienna can do this, like, I mean, seriously, it is when you hear that someone else can do it and that they feel better after they do it, like that's where the power comes.
Yes.
Inspired somebody else to just try it, even if it's like one day, like you did it on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drove me a little nuts, not really, but kind of, where I was like, hey, how was her? I wanted to know how the dance was, right? I wanted to cheer you on and celebrate you. But, when your mom's like, she's okay, she just turned her phone off. I was like, good for you. I think that's like really amazing. That is like really, really cool. So are you going to make turning your phone off a regular practice? Like try to do it like once or twice a month?
Definitely. I feel like I might start doing it every week, like once a week, maybe on Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah. I think that's amazing. Hey, maybe I'll try it too. It's nice not to like have that. I mean, I remember when Ryan and I would go on vacation and we didn't have cell phone service in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so great. You were like, we don't have cell phone service. I brought my computer so I could log in for work reasons because I was a sales rep at the time. So I did have to keep up on some things, but the phone, not having phone service was fantastic, but now you can get phone service everywhere. So, so it's kind of a bummer, like, oh my gosh, they can still get hold of me. I remember when that happened a couple of years ago, I heard my phone ringing and I was like, why is my phone ringing? And I was like, oh my God, my phone AT&T just like adapted because of my package, I guess, that I have service in Mexico. Like, oh, so yeah, it adds a whole new element to even vacation that should be relaxing with no technology. And then you're still checking on your phone and, posting Instagram posts. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. That was kind of how I was when I went to Mexico. It was like a few years ago, but I was so worried about my phone broke during that time when I was in Mexico. And I was like, I was really upset about it.
Oh, I remember that because you were all excited that you were going to take pics and oh my gosh, and then no pics were coming through. That's right, your phone broke. Hey, maybe that was a sign.
It probably was because I was so worried about like texting other people and like taking pictures.
Yeah, you were. Oh my gosh, that was a sign.
Yeah, it definitely was.
The divine was like, nope, you're just to be on vacation and have fun with your family.
Yep.
I didn't even think of it that way. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, maybe you're going to be like the I don't want to say poster child because that's not really how I feel about you, but like that's just the saying, right? People say you're the poster child for something. It's just a saying out there for, hey, young adults getting off their phones. So the next thing I want you to share, and this is something that I think you just did yesterday, right? You pulled your Earth Oracle cards.
Yes.
And there was a message for you. So share a little bit about that.
So I pulled my Earth Oracle cards on Friday and I was outside, of course, and I only pulled 2, and one of them involved me going on a vision quest, which is like going outside for multiple hours without electronics and meditating or praying the whole time.
Oh, wow. And that was on the card? You'll have to take a picture and text it to me.
Yes. So the card just said Vision Quest, but then the little booklet that came with it explained it all.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense then. Wow.
Yeah.
So what thoughts did you have? Like what, came through when you were doing the Vision Quest? Give a little more example of what you did.
Well, before the Vision Quest, I was having a little bit of like a breakdown with meditation and like just spirituality. And I definitely thought this is like a learning experience. So during the Vision Quest, I learned to just take it slow and definitely take breaks when you need it. And don't force yourself to do anything that you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you had texted me, I think it was on Friday, that you were not feeling connected, I guess that's the best way to put it, to meditation. And I said, do what you feel like doing. There are lots of people that try to meditate and they can't, or it doesn't call to them at this stage in their life. And the fact that you're always outside in nature, it's really not like you're not doing something, right? You're still outside, you're still clearing your mind, you're hanging out with Lucky the cat, your sister, and you're still doing the things, you're just doing it like in a different format.
Yeah.
And so it might not call to you right now to meditate. It may never call to you to get into meditation, or it might happen in a year, right? So
exactly.
Do you feel that you were being guided to try again?
Yes, because I would say at the beginning of the week I would say last week is when I started having some issues with it. And I asked the divine, I was like, please send me a 4-leaf clover if I should not meditate for a few days and just think it over. And so it's actually kind of funny because a 4-leaf clover, like this one girl in my Spanish class had Crocs and there was a 4-leaf clover on it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay.
My gosh.
I definitely need to take a break. But then on Friday, when I pulled the cards, I was like, well, before that, I also asked if the divine could send me a sign when to start doing this again, if I should. And I take that as my sign, the card, that I should have started meditating again and tried it again.
Wow, that's amazing. So then when you tried it again yesterday, did you really like do, let's say, traditional meditation where you're just like really sitting there still with your eyes closed and breathing? Did you do that piece of it, or did you kind of adapt it for what you felt?
I did kind of both, I would say. So first I just went outside, laid down, grounded myself, connected myself to the divine, and focused on my breathing. And then I got up and started just reading, which I take as meditation as well, especially when I'm outside.
Gotcha. And how is your brain in terms of what they call like monkey brain? Are you able to quiet your brain? Like how does that work for you? Because a lot of people struggle with that, and that's where they give up and they're like, I can't get my brain to be quiet. I can't. And then they give up. So do you have any thoughts to share around that and advice for people?
So it honestly depends on the day. I mean, if it's a crazy day, then my mind definitely will be jumping from one thought to another. But I would say the best advice to me definitely with meditation is it's okay to have thoughts. It's okay to think. And when you accept that, your meditation will go by much smoother.
Ooh, yes. So just accept the state that you're in.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you say any affirmations to yourself? Do you have anything like that you do?
Yes, I usually set an intention before I meditate. So it's like I set the intention to focus on my breathing. I set the intention to connect myself with Gaia and the divine. And I set the intention to ground myself.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Something like that.
That's beautiful. And how would you say, I know you said you stopped and you started reading a book, but as far as time, because some people attach so much time to meditation, they're like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Do you think about time at all? Do you set a timer on your phone?
Not at all. I learned from last year, because when I first started meditation, I was very like fixed on the time, like, oh my gosh, I need to do this for 10 minutes. But I don't like doing that. Just accept that whatever time you stop is the time that you're supposed to stop.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I think it's good for people if you're just starting, because as humans, we attach so much to time.
Yeah.
So at least if you can do 10 minutes and you attach yourself to the time, that's okay. At least you're doing something.
Yes.
But I like what you shared. And for me, I do 22 minutes. And then if I have the time, like I don't have an appointment or something, and I feel like I want to keep going, when the alarm goes off, I'll hit restart. Mm-hmm. Like this morning, it's a Sunday, so I'm not like in a big rush. I hit restart, and then I hit restart again. So it was like 3 rounds of 22 minutes. And then during the third round of 22 minutes, I just felt like I'm good, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I kind of have like a different, it's kind of funny too. Number one, before my timer goes off, like literally like 3 seconds before, like I know it's going to go off. So like my internal timer in my guidance system like knows it's going to go off. So that's really weird now. It's kind of like my alarm clock in the morning. Like I know when it's going to go off and I wake up. So
that's me too.
Yeah. So it's really wild, right? And then the other thing that happens to me sometimes is, let's say I put the timer for 22 minutes. And let's say halfway through, I'm just making this up as an example, like a message will come through to me and say, hey, you're good today. Like you need to get to work. I'm like, okay, here we are. So it's really that happens to me once in a while too, which is kind of funny. I just laugh at my guides and I'm like, okay, like, good. You need shit. You gotta get shit done, because you can't just sit around and meditate all day. Just like you can't sit around and watch Netflix all day. You actually have to take action and do something. Mm-hmm. I do, so I don't feel like I'm in a bad place, but it just kind of cracks me up when that happens too. So yeah. So this has been an amazing, amazing discussion. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add, especially about being outside in nature or reading?
I would just say again, with the meditation and the time, don't force yourself to stay out there for a long period of time. Maybe just try it, but don't force yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Because that never, ever amounts to anything good. I mean, that goes with any life, right? Like, except for obviously you have to go to school. Sorry, I can't talk your way out of that one right now. But in general, like, you always want to be doing things that feel good, right?
Yes.
Yep. But you have to take the action in order to understand that. And that a lot of people don't. Like, they don't even try, right?
Yes.
So at least try. Try to meditate. At least try to go outside. At least try to read a book. Whatever you feel like you want to give it a shot today, like, try it. And then you'll start to be able to move and groove and figure out what works for you.
Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I love when you're the co-host. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I've had such a good experience.
Yes, you've been amazing, amazing, amazing. So thank you. I love you so much. And I will talk to you later.